Hello, I'm the Wrap's executive editor, Adam Chitwood. I am thrilled to be joined by the cast and filmmakers behind Ponyboi. Welcome, guys. How you feeling?
Great, thank you
You
so
excited
much.
about the premiere tonight?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming. River, I know this started for you as a short film, right, at USC.
Yes.
Can you talk about the kind of where it came from, but then the journey from short film to feature here?
The movie really came from wanting to put pen to paper my feelings about coming from New Jersey first, and then that feeling of being from New Jersey, kind of feeling like an outsider to New York, feeling like on the periphery of things, um, also parlayed to the various identities that I also intersect, being intersex, being queer, being Latinx. And so it really came from a desire to try to evoke all these complicated feelings that I had about my upbringing, that then went into this short film that then kind of took on a life of its own. And it naturally evolved into this crime, thriller, drama, gender genre bending thing.
And so, what was the collaboration process like with Esteban and getting this into shape for a feature?
Oh my God. I mean, Esteban is just the best. I mean, he came in really early on and what was that? It was a process. I really wanted to find someone, knowing that I was going to give up the directing role because I co-directed the short. I wanted to find someone who could collaborate with me, honor my vision, but also take it to a level that I wasn't capable of. And Esteban did that and more. And I think his vision brought to the film a certain distinctive um, energy and liveliness and also deep heart and style. And I thank him so much for seeing me and what was on the page, understanding it so well that he could take it to a new vision that I couldn't have possibly conceived myself.
Esteban, what were you most excited to tackle here with the story?
I mean, this story really hit me. Even though I'm not queer, I am a Latino immigrant, first generation immigrant, and I connected to this story so personally because as an immigrant, you have to like reckon with inherited belief systems or traditions, that you have to ask yourself, do I continue honoring that or do I create new ones for myself in a new environment? And I feel like this movie was the perfect metaphor for that. Even though it's the story about an intersex person, it evokes feelings of universality. Like everybody can watch it and feel like they're represented as outsiders. And when I watched the short film, I obviously recognized that there was a vision behind it all. It was beautiful. It was evocative, but I didn't want to, do more for that. Like it was already a great thing. I wanted to create something new, and the collaboration with River was like challenging each other to dig deeper and find more truth in that. So it was great.
I'm curious for the cast here too. What was it about this that was something you had to do?
Oh, okay. I mean, I met River. That was a huge part of it. I read the script. It's an incredible story, and it is truly the first time I've seen a script or a story representing an intersex person and their experience. And this character, is from New Jersey. I'm from the Northeast. I grew up 5 minutes from Jersey. I feel like I know these people, and so yeah, it was all just very exciting. And then it was so crazy when Dylan got involved because we had worked together like 5 years or 4 years previous.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It was just like, wow, this is so much is like coming together.
Yeah, and I got to read the script with you already attached to that role. So
yeah, I was attached to it for a while.
And I loved Victoria. We had worked together, and I just like was so immediately reading the role with Victoria in mind and just being like, oh my God, she's gonna kill this. Like, and also just as a person, like, and that I've already worked with and really trust and love, that made it so like safe to for me. And just reading the script, it's just I mean, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful in so many ways, and with everything that River said, just like intertwined at the soul of this story. And at the end of the day, too, it's also just this badass gangster movie on Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? In Jersey, you know, and like I'm from Jersey too, you know, and so like just I couldn't believe it was even in my lap. I was like, I was like, did they send this to the wrong email? Is Dylan McDermott? But like truly, I was just, and then just kind of, you know, I was super stoked on it. It was like I mean, it was an automatic yes. I devoured the script, and then it was just kind of then meeting River and Esty, and I mean, just immediately like just felt their hearts through the screen. It was a Zoom, and that was it. That was it for me. Easiest yes ever.
Okay, so for me, the authenticity. I read the script and I cried, I laughed, but the depth of the family, the depth of these characters, and I got to play the most beautiful mom. And for me, it's about love, right? We have different tracks in the film. And I mean, at the minute I met you, I was like, that's it. I love you. And that it's being a mother and also being Latina and being the daughter of an immigrant, being first generation, not finding tokenism, not finding stories for the sake of inserting a character, using language, not for the sake of, again, tokenism or just a caricature of what culture means. I love being bilingual. I love being Latina. And for me, there was so much pride in being able to use the Spanish authentically and to find the love of the family and the struggles of what decisions a mother has to go through and how hard these things can be. And I don't want to give anything away, but just for me, it was really the love, the power of the love of a mother and the family.
Well, River, you've been a wonderful advocate for representation for LGBTQIA plus community. I'm curious if you could talk about the importance of accurate representation for that and what that means to the community now, what that means to the world now, but what that also might mean to kids growing up and seeing someone like them on screen.
I think accuracy for representation, a lot of it has to do with the bravery to be messy in that representation. I think the thing that strikes me most about Ponyboi and the character that I wrote is that he's kind of fucked up. Like, he does bad things. But through the movie, he's redeeming himself and he's finding his worth and he's breaking down the expectations that society, the world, his parents had of him. And he's finding that he could have new expectations for himself, even if he isn't certain what those expectations are yet. And I think living in that space of fluidity is really important to represent the accuracy in what it means to be queer, because a lot of queerness is about uncertainty and the fact that, you know, you can transition or you could come out, but and most movies of queer experiences up until now have been about either one of those two things, but it doesn't end then. Like, the story goes on, and I think it's just up to filmmakers, producers, production companies to try to push the conversation and the envelope forward to evoke a deeper truth about the queer experience that then becomes a more universal truth, because everyone has these moments of transition, of uncertainty, of not knowing who you are. And sometimes you could spend a lifetime not knowing who you are. And also in a moment, someone can come into your life or something can come into your life and show you who you are. And I think that the more we see that queer stories aren't queer stories, they're human stories.
Yeah.
I think, can I get an amen? I think that's when we'll really have a different conversation, and I think Ponyboi does that. I think there is an element to the movie that I think is going to really speak to not just queer people but a broader audience at large. I'm really excited about that.
Right. To be queer is to be human, right?
Honey, yes.
Yeah. A lot of talk about Jersey. What is the Springsteen factor in this movie? Is this a controversial topic here?
No.
I didn't know if we touched the third railing.
It's because I'm a Jersey girl and I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because there's a scene where me and the Bruce character, who's played by Murray Bartlett, we sing a Bruce Springsteen song, and we had to ask permission from Bruce's estate and essentially asked Bruce for himself for permission, and we sent him a cut of the scene, and he said, "Of course I want to be a part of this," or like, "Let them use my song." He said, and to me, Bruce inspired so much of the short film because I was reading his autobiography, Born to Run, at the time, and really getting into the catalog of his music. And to me, he's a poet, and his subject matter is the state of New Jersey and what it means to live in an existential crisis of not quite belonging somewhere, but in that not belonging, you find belonging in being kind of a weirdo, a freak, an outsider. And I think he taps so much into that root feeling that I was trying to evoke in the script. So that's why there's Bruce little, what's it called when there's like little
Easter eggs?
Yes,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
around actually.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dylan, I'm curious. You've done TV, you've done franchises, you've done dramas, you've done Curb, which you were incredible on. What are you sparking to at this point in your career? You've had a wide array of experiences. What kind of stories are you really interested in telling right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, to what I respond to, I guess there's no really rhyme or reason to it necessarily. I just, but I guess something that when I've been asked this and have tried to think about it myself, I've noticed some correlations to the things that I guess I'm responding to at the moment. And they are, stories that I just feel like are, lacking and are unique to the industry and what I would want to be seeing. And then if it's a piece as like incredibly written as River's script, you know what I mean? Like I just respond to material and people really. And so again, that's what, going back to when I loved everything about this, it really checked all the boxes for me. But again, in terms of the people, it's always just, who do I want to go and tell a story with, Yeah. And what do I want to go be a part of, bringing to life and bringing to screen and bringing into people's lives. Really, what would I want to be going and seeing, because I love movies, and I love going and being an audience member as much as I love being on set and being a part of this, So I guess that's kind of just the compass I follow, and I don't, doesn't totally have I don't know. I'm just trailing off now. I answered. It's my weakness. It really is. Watch any interview I ever do. I'm just like.
Well, I'm curious. A couple of years ago, you worked with an up-and-coming filmmaker named Taylor Swift. Did you go to Eras Tour last year?
No, I didn't.
Would you like to apologize to?
I mean, trust me, it's devastating to my soul. No, but I saw the movie, obviously. I had a very busy personal year for myself last year, and it's going to be something I always look back on regretfully.
Well, what was it like seeing her just kind of own?
Oh,
entirety
I
of
mean,
pop culture?
well, she's just unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. She's just unbelievable. I love Taylor so much, and that is like a friendship that just became very dear to me very instantly when we worked together, and she's just incredible. I mean, she doesn't stop. You know what I mean? And yeah, she's mind blowing, and what she's accomplished and what she did this year is just fascinating to me. She's mind blowing.
Yeah. Victoria, dare I say, Love Quinn is an icon. Is there any possibility of seeing her return in any shape or form in the final season of You?
As much as me. I have no idea. I'm open to it for sure.
Huh?
Yeah. But I really love what you said about like loving film and really believing in the power. I believe in the power of film, And so then it's like, how are we using that power?
Yeah.
You know, and I think this film deserves people's attention.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Congratulations. Best of luck on the premiere tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.